Hi, I'm Pippa. I'm going to lead you through this practice. So we're going to start seated. I'm going to get straight into the asana practice. So do take your time to do any pranayama or any other warm-ups that you want to beforehand. So we're going to start seated. Just taking the hands to the knees. Just give the shoulders a couple of rolls back. Just bring some space around your chest. And start connecting with your breath. Just take an inhale as your shoulders rise. And exhale them down. And then just take a pause as they sink. Just draw some lengthening through your spine. Maybe you want to be sat onto a block or a cushion just to make sure that your hips are slightly higher than your knees, so your lower back can stay nice and long. Just drawing the belly in as you exhale, letting it expand as you inhale. Maybe just tuning in with your bandhas, if that's a familiar term in your practice. So Mula Bandha right at the root, just drawing up into the body, contracting the perineum. Uddiyana Bandha, drawing the abdomen back. And then creating that slight contraction through the throat to give you that more audible tone to your breath. And just see if you can soften anything else in the physical body, just to let yourself be passive to the practice. Maybe just take a couple of deeper, richer breaths. So taking your next inhale, let's just sweep the hands all the way up towards skyward. And then as you exhale, nice and slow, bring the thumbs through the crown of the head and to the heart center. Let's just do that twice more. So inhale, reaching up nice and high. And exhale. Once more, inhaling. And exhale. Okay, just take your fingers, lace them together behind your head. So you want to slide the hands up the back of the head. So thumbs are reaching down the sides of the neck. So maybe I can turn this way to show you. So your hands are going to lace behind the head, thumbs going down the neck. So you want to be able to feel the occiput, the line of the skull. So using the palms then to wrap around the sides of your head. So just taking a nice hold of the skull basically. So taking a full inhale with that just gentle hold. And as you exhale, just let your hands press into the sides of your head and have a slight sense of lifting the head away from the spine. And again, just take another full inhale, let it relax. And exhale, lift. Just creating that little bit of space between the skull and the spine. Space around the cervical spine, just let that blood, oxygen, breath, prana just flush into the brain. A couple of deeper breaths, holding that slight lift. I want to feel like you're making yourself create a double chin. So just keep your right hand at the back of the head there, just take the left hand to the floor, and then keep lifting the skull, lift your right elbow skyward, until you can feel that stretch run through the side body. Keep lifting the elbow, just keeping the chest open, breathing into that side body, let the head relax into your hand. Take a full inhale. Exhale, squeeze the belly in to help lift you back up, no strain coming from the neck. Changing the hand, so support the head with your left hand, right at the base of the skull. Right hand comes to the floor, lifting up and over. Again, relax the head into the support of your hand. Lift the elbow and create space through the side body. Use the hand on the ground to keep your sit bones rooted. Breathing into it. Good, and slowly again use the exhale and the drawing in of the belly to lift you back up, and just taking the hands to the ground. Roll the shoulders back a couple of times again, give everything a little roll out. So just last stretch seated here, just taking the feet into a Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet together. Just give the knees a wriggle, remove any flesh muscle from underneath your sit bones. Taking the hands onto the ankles so you can draw the spine nice and tall, like your chest is trying to draw through the arms, elbows are tucking in towards your waistline. And then leaning forwards into it, so keeping open through the solar plexus, lift through the sternum. So you're not straining the neck, you're just keeping that long spine. Use that pulling in of the elbows to help the chest come forwards. Keep the shoulders down, just check if you're hunching and forcing your way forwards with the shoulders. And then when your body wants to stop, let the head soften forwards and down, just taking a gentle stretch here. Remembering the bodies are still warming up. Keep scooping in the belly as you breathe. If your elbows are connected to your inner thighs, you can use them to encourage the thighs to open. And personally, I push my elbows into my inner thighs and then have a sense of dragging them outwards, so you're lifting the muscle away from the space of the groin. Good, use your next inhale to lift yourself back up again. Take your right hand onto your thigh, left hand behind you. So you're going to take an open twist here, keeping the front of the body open. So you're going to take an inhale, sense you're lifting the ribcage up away from the pelvis, and then push into the thigh. So fingers turning inwards will help you rotate the ribcage. Keep pushing that right knee down to encourage the ribcage to spiral. Back through the centre, pressing down through the left hand onto the left thigh, turning the ribcage. And coming back through to the centre. Just gently lifting the knees in and give them a little rock side to side. Okay, let's get moving. So coming into turbo dog, taking from Forrest Yoga technique. So you're going to come into all fours, just give yourself a wriggle, take any cat-cow back stretches that you need. Take your time there. Stretch the fingers out as wide as you can. Take a bend of your elbows and squeeze the elbows in towards each other. So you want to drop the elbows towards the floor and squeeze them in. So you should already feel an opening around your shoulder blades. Let your head drop in and try and round that thoracic spine, round the space between the shoulder blades. Just hold it there. Maybe you're already getting a nice stretch or strengthening around your upper back. Check in with your bandhas again. And then when you're ready, tuck the toes underneath you. You're going to try and keep this positioning of your spine, keeping the head nice and relaxed, but press the floor away so your knees lift up and the hips lift up. Turbo dog. So if you're shaking and quivering, that's a good sign. Just see if you can hold that bend of the elbows, deepen it. Squeeze the elbows in, deepen it. Deepen the breath. Let the head relax. Let any mind chatter relax. And slowly then maybe just dropping the knees, give yourself a little rest, stretch up through the spine. Good, we're going to work with that same feeling again. I'm just going to come forward so I don't kick the door down. We're going to take our right foot back behind you, pushing out through the heel. Just lengthen that lower spine, make sure it's not dropping to the floor. So think about your tailbone trying to lengthen away towards the heel and push back through that outstretched leg. Keep it strong, belly drawing in. Again, slight turbo dog, so dropping into the elbows, squeeze the elbows in, rounding that very upper spine. Tucking your left toes under, and we're going to lift that into a three-leg dog, keeping that bend of your elbows, that very slight connection, or maybe a strong connection through your back. Head relaxed, breathing into your belly. Press that left heel down. See if you can lift your right heel up any higher from that. Deepen the breath. Strong through the shoulders. Come right back onto your left upper toes again, tiptoes, and slowly lower the left knee to the floor, coming back to that all fours position you just left, knee by knee. Give anything a wriggle. We're going to take that on the other side. So bending into the elbows, squeeze them together, rounding the spine. Left leg is travelling back. Just check in with your tailbone lengthening towards the heel, not up to the ceiling. Tuck the right toes under and lift yourself into that three-leg dog, keeping the turbo dog strength of the arms and the back. Head is relaxed, throat is relaxed. And then pressing that right heel towards the floor so you can get any further lift of that left leg. Breathing into it. Lifting onto the tiptoes of your right foot, slowly lower the right knee to the floor, and then the left knee. Again, give anything a little wriggle. Just come onto sitting onto the toes, walk yourself back, just roll the shoulders back behind you, lace the fingers, open the chest, just take a stretch of release. Good. I'm going to come straight into a flow. So find yourself into a chair pose at the front of your mat. So walk yourself forwards. I think I might lose my head if I stand up here, maybe. So feet are together, big toes touching. Stretch the toes out as wide as you can. Big toes pushing down and the other toes stretching out. Get your feet as wide and looking as weird and wonderful as possible on the floor. Occupy as much surface area as you can onto your mat. So just check in with your standing posture to start with. So draw the tailbone towards the earth. So you might notice then that slight zipping in of the front body, as we mentioned in the last video, using the bandhas, that slight lifting up and in of the abdominals. Mula bandha, drawing you in, will align the pelvis. So we're not trying to lose our natural curve of the spine, we just want to have a sense of lift and space. Ribcage lifting away from the pelvis. And let the arms just drop to the sides, but roll the shoulders open. See if you can lift through the crown of the head. Again, maybe using that occiput lift that we did at the start. Use the hands to lift the skull away from the spine. And then let them relax back down. So then come into a chair pose. So nice deep inhale, deep bend through the knees. Lifting the hands up, reaching back with the arms and let the head stay soft. Keep the arms apart so your shoulder blades can slide down your back, pull in your belly. Tailbone drawing towards the heels, so the weight is back. You should be able to see your toes underneath your knees. You should be able to breathe. And then take an inhale, lift the gaze, challenge the lift of your chest, but keep the tailbone drawing down. Exhale as you find a forward fold. Keep a soft bend in the knees here, maybe just give a little wriggle to the knees. Again, check in, make sure your neck is relaxed. Taking a halfway lift here, so either fingertips to the floor or bring them to the shins. Keep the shoulders drawing away from the ears and the belly drawing in towards your spine. As you next exhale, let the body soften. Bend the knees so you can plant the hands to the floor, either stepping the feet or jumping the feet back into a plank position. If you're jumping, stay nice and light. Lifting the shoulder blades, you still have that feeling of wrapping the shoulder blades around the ribcage. Pull up the knees. Take an inhale. As you exhale, let's drop the knees to the floor. Keep the chest travelling forwards and the shoulders lifting back away from your ears. You let your shoulders come near your ears. Elbows in towards your waist. Drop the chest. Inhale into a cobra. Stretch the toes back. Lengthen the spine up. Shoulders are away from the ears. Think about the pubic bone pressing into the floor. As you exhale, draw the chest forwards and melt the spine to the floor. Tucking the toes, lifting the hips away from the floor. Downward dog, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. So each time we come into downward dog, maybe you just want to come through a little turbo dog, making sure that your shoulders and back are engaged and your neck is relaxed and your arms are working. Your breath is working. As you inhale, we're going to lift the right foot towards the ceiling or the sky, and then exhale, step it through to between the hands, lift it through if you need to. Turn your back foot onto an angle, coming to Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1, hips and shoulders are forwards, lifting the hands. Again, keep them open so the shoulder blades can slide down the back. Deep bend into the front knee, having that sense of trying to rip the mat in the middle, so push down and out through the legs, strong legs. We're coming into eagle arms, so you're going to wrap your right arm on top of the left, so the elbows past each other, backs of the hands drawing towards each other, finding the wrap again if we can. So your right bicep is over the left. Lifting the elbows, drop the shoulders, let the head drop forwards, keep the legs strong and the neck soft. Maybe resting the forehead towards your upper bicep if you can. So again, we're creating space in the back of your neck, that cervical spine. Try and breathe into it. Wherever you can feel that stretch, try and sense it moving with your breath. Last deep inhale. As you exhale, unravel the hands, take them behind your back and lace the fingers together. Inhale, open the chest space. So draw the knuckles down towards your back heel, keep the neck relaxed. As you exhale, pull the belly in, travel the chest forwards and down to the inside of your front leg. Forehead is traveling towards your ankle at the front, so see if you can deepen yourself, ground yourself into this humble warrior pose. Keep the knuckles reaching up towards the ceiling so your shoulders draw away from your ears. Let the head soften into it. Breathe into it. As you next exhale, push into that front heel, lifting yourself back up. You're going to open this into a warrior two straight away. So you're going to just rotate the hips. Back foot just nudges round slightly. Open the hands nice and long. Just check your tailbone is drawing down, so lifting in through the belly. Just take a few opening of the shoulders, so sense the shoulder blades sliding down the back, your chest lifts, the palms turn up. And then let the shoulder blades lift up the ribs, palms turn down, keep it rolling, so you get that scooping around the shoulders. And again, open the chest, palms up. And exhale, rotate. So just do one more opening and then hold it there. So try and keep that open space around your chest, the palms staying up. And deepen the bend of the front knee, just check in with the legs and the bandhas. And try and keep that same opening through your chest, but just rotate your forearms so your wrists just turn without losing that open space through your chest. So just turn the palms. Okay, we're going to come into eagle arms again here. So take an inhale, stay strong in the legs, stay where you are. Right arm again over the left, back to the hands together, maybe finding the extra wrap. Lift the elbows, drop the head into it. And this time as you next exhale, we're going to draw the forearms towards the floor here. Keep the legs as they are, maybe widen them open if you need to. So forearms dropping, let the head soften in. Maybe some of you, the forearms come to rest to the ground. Just see how you feel this morning or today. It's morning here. So feeling that stretch, hopefully run through the back, through the hips. Taking the hands slowly then to unravel, frame the front foot, lift the back heel, step it back into a downward dog. Paddle the feet, come through to a plank position, roll through the vinyasa, maybe dropping the knees or full chaturanga. Inhale to lift the chest, cobra or an up dog. Keep those shoulders away from your ears and the belly drawing in. And exhale back into your downward dog. Let's take the other side just with that sequence. So lifting the left heel up as you inhale. Check your shoulders and back are still strong. Exhale, step the foot through to between your hands. We're coming to warrior one. So hands are lifting, shoulder blades are soft. Get the legs to work for you. So pushing them down and out into the mat. Back leg strong. Check your back foot's on that angle. There's no twisting going on of the knee. Hips are facing the front, shoulders facing the front. Eagle arms, left arm traveling over the right. Squeeze them past each other as much as you can. And then finding the wrap. Lift the elbows, drop the head into it. Breathe into the back of the shoulder blades. On your next exhale, unravel the hands, take them behind you. Opening the chest, so lacing the fingers, chest opens. And then exhale, travel forwards. Keep pushing down through that back foot and down to the inside of your front thigh. Just take it as far as you need to. If this is your humble warrior, then stay there, that's fine. Reaching the knuckles up towards the ceiling. And let the head soften forwards, relax the throat. Keep the back leg strong. Weight into the heel of your front foot. Keep the toes active. The breath strong. On your next exhale, deep press into that front leg to help lift you up. Take the hands up and opening to your warrior two. So just nudge the back foot round, fingers lengthening away. Just also check that you're not leaning forwards into it. Have a straight spine, like there's a plumb line going right from the skull, right into your tailbone down here. Again, a few rolls of the shoulders, shoulder blades squeeze down your back, and lifting up as the palms roll. Work the breath, so you inhale as the chest opens. And exhale to roll. Once more. To open, holding that chest open, and then just turn the forearms so your palms turn to the floor. So you can deepen into the pose, you can hold here as long as you like. Finding those eagle arms again, left arm coming over the right. Wrapping the palms if we can. Lift the elbows, drop the shoulder blades, drop the head. As you next exhale, folding into it without headbutting the wall. Forearms coming to the ground, keep the legs strong. Head soft, breathe into that stretch around your back. Feel free to keep some movement in there. Have a little wriggle. Nice juicy breaths. And slowly walk the hands to frame the foot, stepping back into a downward dog. Paddle the feet. Take a deep inhale, come onto the tiptoes, dropping the knees to the floor, and sit back to the heels. So lengthen the arms forwards, keep some space open around the knees so that your body can drop between the thighs. Keep the space open through the palms and then let the forehead rest to the ground so the spine stays long. Try and keep the elbows lifted, but draw the armpits towards the floor. So again, you're wrapping the shoulder blade around the rib cage. There's space through your back and the neck can soften. Slowly come into a kneeling position. Roll the shoulders down your back. Either crossing one ankle over the other or swing the legs around to one side. Just bring them out in front of you and bring yourself into the center of your mat. So we're just going to finish with a little bridge pose. So bring yourself onto your back. Just rock the knees side to side. Just massage your spine to the floor. And taking the feet then to the ground about hip width apart. And tucking them in towards your body. Lengthen the spine onto the mat. So try and get the shoulder blades wide and the tailbone down. Let the arms soften to the sides of you. Checking and feel all 10 toes on the mat. Stretch the toes out. Just take a full inhale into your belly. And then as you exhale, sense the abdominals pulling down, trying to draw towards your sternum so that your tailbone just lifts slightly off the mat. And then let the rest of the spine peel off afterwards, bone by bone. Not gripping through the glutes, push through the heels. Push them through the backs of your shoulders, lifting through the chest. You might feel your head slide backwards. And we're just going to hold here, so push down through your big toe. Make sure the feet feel engaged. So just take your hands onto, let's just get in touch with our butts. Place your hands onto your glutes, just into that kind of crease of your bum cheeks. You want to feel that space just between bum cheek and leg engaged. Okay, so nice and strong under those butt cheeks. See if you can feel that. Try and have a sense then of trying to tuck the tailbone so you can pull the bum cheeks towards your knees to help you draw the tailbone away from the spine, so if you can see, towards the heels. So try and lift the pubic bone up so you get that tipping space around the spine. Inner thighs engaged. Keep breathing. Make sure your neck and throat and forehead are relaxed. And then as you exhale, bone by bone, start placing it back to the mat, traveling the hips towards your heels as you lower, so they're going forwards, 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 as you lower down, so you create that extra bit of space through the back. Keep the strength. Good, rock the knees side to side. Bring the knees to your chest, give yourself a little hug. And then lengthen the legs away. Just take a full body stretch, pushing out through the heels of the feet, reaching back through the arms if there's not a door or wall behind you. A couple of deeper breaths, open out the ribs. And let the body soften, arms back to the sides of your body. And you can stay here in shavasana for as long as feels good. I'll leave you here. Namaste.